Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for, this is a bonus reading, and we are looking at what you don't see coming. You have this Oracle's gift card and this Quiet the Mind card. Very intuitive time. We have a ton of energy moving through Pisces. So, of course, that can kind of heighten everybody's intuition, and it can make us need to trust our intuition more. And, I have definitely seen that throughout these readings. So even though not all of that energy will stay for very long, I would still say for like the next few months, I think we all need to really kind of make sure that we're tapping in and that we're staying focused, and that we are also making time to listen to our intuition. Like I know, if I don't go for a walk every single day, then my intuition basically is nothing. So, it's one of those things where I think we need to do whatever it is that heightens our intuition. It could be walking in nature, it could be meditating, whatever it is for you. I would definitely do it with those two cards. You start with the Ten of Swords. This is how you're entering into the reading. It's actually a very good reading. So, the Ten of Swords can represent feeling stabbed in the back. It can represent reaching rock bottom. But, based off your past readings, this definitely could be something that you have dealt with in the recent past. Feeling like you're at rock bottom or whatever. Kind of like the whole reading is very happy though. We have the Sun, the Ten of Cups, Two of Cups. We have very good energy here. So this could say that you need to turn your frown upside down. You need to start focusing on happiness or more things that do make you happy. Your crossing energy is the Sun. The Sun, the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. Now, the Sun is pretty much considered to always be positive in a reading. As a matter of fact, when the Sun comes up in a reading, it makes the whole entire reading more positive. But as a crossing energy, this can say that you need to focus more on happiness. You also have the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups pretty much represents the same thing. The Ten of Cups is a card of choosing happiness, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But sure, plenty of things maybe have happened to you that have interrupted your peace or your happiness. And I feel the Sun with the Ten of Swords is just saying it's time for you to make sure that you are nurturing the things that make you happy and doing more things that make you happy as well. You have the Two of Cups in the area of what's on your mind or the area of your thoughts. Some of you could be thinking about love, for sure. The Two of Cups is a perfect match. The Two of Cups in the area of your thoughts or your mind, though, really would represent communication. I always say that the Two of Cups is like you and your higher self, like you are communicating with your higher self. And this right here is a Staff of Hermes on the Two of Cups, and the Staff of Hermes is Mercury, which represents communication. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to make sure that you are communicating with your higher self. Again, going for walks, meditating, quieting the mind, whatever. Everybody has something different that they can do to do that. And, clearly your higher self wants to guide you or help you at this time. So I would be tapping into those messages. Like I said, if you want love, you could be focused on a person who is different than your usual type. Everybody gets this nowadays, so, I think it's just a sign of the times that we're attracting different people, which is probably a good thing. In the area of your foundation, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which is very positive. The Ace of Pentacles would be a big opportunity for growth. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles, we have to nurture it. There's a garden right here, and the garden on the Ace of Pentacles represents a garden. We have to, we get an opportunity. We have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, give it sunlight. You have the sun here. We have to give it attention and take care of it, get rid of the bugs and all that other stuff. So if you have this is a very good card to get in the area of your foundation. It's like the whole foundation of the reading is a big opportunity. And then the trick from there is to nurture any new opportunities in your life that could potentially lead to success, and making sure that those things grow. The interesting thing is we go Ten of Cups to the Seven of Pentacles here, and the Seven of Pentacles is growth and, looking at how to get things to grow. So we'll talk more about that in a minute as well. Next, in your past position, you have this Blessed Ideas card. It says, allow your ideas to come to fruition, and they will bring many blessings. So very good for your ideas. You have this Dream Catcher card. It says, pay attention to the signs, messages, and guidance that come to you at night. So again, another card of like messages or receiving messages, and I would definitely be paying attention to those things. At this time, I feel, again, we could all be very intuitive with our dreams or what we're thinking of in our dreams, and your ideas could be very successful as well. You have the Hangman in the past. The Hangman is about being in hangman mode. He has sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs so that he can gain enlightenment. And I do feel like you have been on pause for a period of time. Sometimes when the universe puts us on pause, it can be uncomfortable, but usually it's a time of like great learning and enlightenment, just like the Hangman represents. The good news about this is that he's showing up in the past. So this is the energy you are moving past. It literally says that you are moving past being on pause energy, and you're going to start moving forward. So I do feel forward movement here. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this Wonders card and this Miracles card, and the Ten of Cups can represent like a blessings or fortune after difficulty. So there definitely could be some improvements coming in for you. The Wonders card reminds me of an iceberg. You know, there's more underneath the surface here. There's only a little bit of this crystal that's popping out below it, and then there's more below. I truly believe that this is like the time that we are in. If we just skim the surface of something that we're interested in, we're only going to be getting a little bit. But if we dive deep into things that we are passionate about or that we care about, then who the hell knows what we will discover. So we are definitely in a time where we have to really do a deep dive on things that make us happy, in this case with the Ten of Cups, or things that we think might lead to joy, like starting a business or getting a new job, or whatever it is for you. And so I would do a deep dive into the things that you're caring about. Also, in the very near future, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like fortune after difficulty, and definitely after the Ten of Swords, this could say that things are improving, which is great, or that there are significant improvements coming in for you. Now, the Ten of Cups is about choosing happiness. These people are standing in the real world, but they are choosing happiness. So they're not focusing on the issues and challenges that are going on around them. They are choosing to do things to manifest more happiness in the world, which I think we all need to be doing. There's a lot of craziness right now, and there will be a lot more, mark my words. So there will be plenty of things to be upset about. And that doesn't mean you can't care about those things or be upset about them. It just says, what can you do about it? How can you bring more love, joy, peace, happiness into the world? And that's what I would be focusing on with the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups also could represent love. So there is a little bit of love here. And if you are like looking for a person, this could be a person that you could have a family with, like in the future. And, again, if you're looking for love, it looks pretty good. Next, in the area of your outcome row, you have this experiment card. It says, when you find yourself feeling indecisive about which direction to go, don't be afraid to experiment with multiple options to figure out what works best for you. You have that Ace of Pentacles. You also have the Seven of Pentacles. These are good cards for planting seeds. I'm a big fan of doing this. It changed my life, like literally just planting seeds in a direction, see what works, see what doesn't work, double down on the good stuff, changed my life, right? You have this Lost card. It says, don't let the past setback define your future. Stay focused on your positive outcome, as your thoughts and beliefs will directly affect your reality. We are definitely in a time of manifestation. So I would, of course, be focusing on the positive, moving in the positive direction. Even if you don't think manifestation works, it's free. It doesn't cost any money. So, to think more positively, to focus on the more positive outcome. And so why not try it, right, is what I say. Over the next few months, you have the Moon. I don't actually feel too bad about this. I do feel a withdrawn energy here for you, Sagittarius, with the Moon card. Like, you might be operating in the darkness, meaning that you're kind of like keeping things close to your chest. Maybe you're not telling everybody what you're doing, which is probably not a bad thing, right? And I also feel like you're more staying focused. So again, in a weird way, I feel pretty good about the Moon. I am not the biggest fan of readings that go from the Sun to the Moon. That is the wrong direction. We want to go from the Moon to the Sun, but I also read intuitively, and I'm more focused on these mountains that are in the background of the Moon. The mountains can represent an obstacle, but they also represent an achievement. I always say, where do you get the best views? And the answer is at the top of a mountain. So it's worth climbing. And the other thing about the mountain is that very few people do it. So there's very little competition at the top. And, that's kind of what the Moon says sometimes. And that's what I'm feeling for you, is like, yeah, maybe it's a little bit more of an introspective time. Maybe it's a little bit more, maybe you're kind of like not putting yourself out there very much as far as like socializing is concerned. Although what I would say is, just because the cards say something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. So we are in a very social time. And even though the cards in this reading are saying maybe you're more introspective, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be socializing. So, again, definitely something to think about, but there you go. You have the Emperor in the area of your closest relationships. Again, I feel pretty good about this. It's like you're taking control of your relationships in a healthy way. The Emperor, could also be you attracting an Emperor, which, you do have love here, but I feel this is more saying that you are really focusing on quality connections, which seems to be a theme right now. He has his armor on underneath his cloak on the Emperor card, which says he is ready to go at a moment's notice. But he takes action on opportunities that are good, right? He's sitting down on his throne. He's not taking action, but he's ready for action. So when a good opportunity presents itself, he takes action on it, but he isn't wasting his energy on things that aren't returning the favor. So I feel it would be a good time to balance your energy. You end with the Justice card, so it would be a good time to balance your energy with your connections, all the people in your life, and make sure that you're giving energy to the people who give energy back to you. And if you do that, then things will go better. Next, you have the Seven of Pentacles in your future feelings. Seven of Pentacles, I feel that you are analyzing all the work that you've done in your life on literally everything, on relationships, on businesses, on careers, on everything. And I feel like you are making decisions from that point. It feels pretty good to me here, Sag. I feel like it's almost like you're saying okay, this is the result I get when I put this much work into this connection, or this is the result I get when I do this much work. And I feel like you're being more specific about where you put your energy, like I said. And obviously that is going to be a very good thing for you with the way these cards are laying out. It's like you are really paying attention to the results. Maybe that's a better way to put it. And, obviously when we become more results focused, things become more successful. You have the Justice card as your outcome. Justice is a very positive outcome, kind of says you could literally be getting justice. It also says that you are, again, more focused on cause and effect. Like, if I put energy into this thing, what do I get out of it? And that will be good. I also feel you're taking a more neutral approach to, pretty much everything. The whole point of the Justice card is that the Justice person here is not making a decision right away on anything. They're taking a neutral approach. They're looking at both sides of something before they make a decision. And I kind of feel like it's almost like you are getting to that place in your energy where instead of just jumping right into things, or, instead of saying an experience is all good or all bad, I feel you are weighing it up. You're seeing what it really is. With the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Very good. Nine of Pentacles is gratitude and luxuries. Nine of Pentacles is all about your environment as well. We have the snail that is wearing, snails wear their homes on their backs. So the Nine of Pentacles can be all about kind of cleaning up your environment, creating an environment of success for yourself. It's also a little bit of kind of glow up energy, kind of. She represents pre-Empress energy. And so with the Sun, a lot of you could be creating improvements. I kind of feel like you are trying to create a stable position for yourself. She has 6 pentacles over here, and she has 3 pentacles over here. She's willing to give 3 pentacles worth of energy or time or attention to anything that enters into her life, but she always keeps enough for herself. So she's never over giving. And I feel a lot of you are working on that. With the Two of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Definitely a big opportunity coming in for you here. I would pay attention to any opportunities that you're receiving. Now, this opportunity could be coming from your higher self, right? This opportunity could be an inspiration that you have, or it could be an intuitive thought that you have as well. The Two of Cups could also be a person, and it doesn't have to be love. It could just be a person that you meet. And so I think that in life, we have physical guides, people in our life that are meant to guide us, right? And that is kind of the feeling that I feel here, is that there could be a mentor or just a person who says something to you, and that person is meant to be a guide. I feel like that person is meant to, show you the way. And I would pay attention to your interactions. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles. You have to get out of your head, for sure. Ten of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. I always say the easiest solution to the Five of Pentacles is to focus on your strengths. There might be a lot of reasons why you can't have your Ten of Cups, but focusing on that is not going to be very helpful. So focusing, changing your focus is what I would do with these cards. With the Hangman, you have the Six of Pentacles. A little bit of frustration in the past, for sure. Six of Pentacles isn't bad energy, but it's like your effort is here, but your result is here, is kind of what I feel. And so I feel for a lot of you, this has to do with the results that you've been getting in work, in relationships, and everything. It's like, especially with that Nine of Pentacles, she gets a better result for the work that she does. Again, she only gives something 3 pentacles worth of her time, effort, attention, money, whatever, any type of energy you can imagine. She always keeps enough for herself. So she's never like over giving, she's never giving up here to get down here. She's at least going to get the same. And I feel that is a major message for you in this reading. It's like paying attention to those things that at least you're getting the same result, if not better. Then, that's what I would do with that card. But it's showing up in your past. So it's like you are doing this. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Chariot. Love it. Definitely could be a victory coming in for you. Now, the Chariot says sometimes that to get extraordinary results, you have to do extraordinary things. He is leaving the city behind him and he's moving in a new direction. So he is leaving the familiar, and I think we all need to do this. I always love is the best example I can give you, just because it's what everybody always asks about. But like in love, for example, I've read for so many people where it's like the last 3 people I dated were exactly the same. They don't say that, but that's basically what they say, right? And I say like, oh, how did you meet these people? And they're always like, oh, Tinder, or I met this person at the bar, or whatever. And it's always like the same thing, right? And so I always tell those people, you have to go do something different. You cannot meet the same type of person. I think as humans, we all pick the same type of person. Looking back at the people I've picked, all the same, right? More or less. And I'm not criticizing or hating those people either. I'm just saying, it's like I have a habit, like everybody, I think, of picking a person who's in my comfort zone, right? And usually that doesn't work. So the Chariot is about setting yourself apart. And so I think that setting yourself apart, in all areas of your life, but if you want love, making yourself different will be the thing that will attract the right person to you. And, that's what I would focus on here with the Chariot. With the Moon card, you have the Two of Wands. Yeah, I think you're just making progress. Like I said, it's like the Moon just feels normal energy to me. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels average, but like not in a bad way. I feel you're just progressing, you're doing the work, maybe in the darkness, maybe no one knows what you're doing, and that's perfectly fine. But I feel like you are kind of just, progressing. The Two of Wands is about taking the lead, and it could say that you are just taking the lead on your life, in general. Here we go. With the Emperor, we have the Sun. So I said I don't like readings that go from the Sun to the Moon, but we go from the Sun to the Moon to the Sun, which is great. Definitely very positive. We definitely want that to happen. The Sun can represent entering into a period of the Sun, which is a period of like love, joy, happiness, peace, or good news, or good things. The Sun can also say the sun is shining on you. So coming up in an area of your closest relationships, this would be very positive. It can say that you're attracting, much more successful or much more positive connections. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, not bad, because the Seven of Pentacles, he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at everything he has done, and he's saying, was it worth it or not? And the Ten of Swords says, maybe some things were not worth it, and you have to cut those things out. Ten of Swords also, he is making a symbol with his hand here. It's the same symbol the Hierophant is making, and it can represent a blessing in disguise. So you could be seeing how moving on from certain things in your life, certain activities, people, places, things, is going to be a blessing, not like a bad thing, right? With the Justice card, you have the Seven of Wands. Very good. Seven of Wands is drawing a line in the sand. It is having those boundaries in your life where you say, this is what I'm willing to accept in my life, and I'm not willing to accept anything else. So, and there you go. I just had a notification go off. So I feel for a lot of you, having that line in the sand would be a good idea. You have this Dogs card. It says getting together with friends. Like I said, just because the cards say that you're not socializing doesn't mean you shouldn't be socializing. You also have the Sun there, so that's a lot of attention, and I would definitely socialize if you can. You have this Grasshopper card. It says situation in the balance that requires careful handling. Probably you. I feel like the situation is you, Sagittarius. I feel like you need to kind of protect your own energy and, don't overgive in situations. And that's what I would be working on here. You have this Dark Man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair. And you have this Lightning card. It says control your anger or you will be sorry. Mars retrograde. So whenever Mars is retrograde, I always say like no flying off the handle. This could be a man or a woman. I'm reading for a lot of you, and like this could be a boss that pisses you off, a friend that pisses you off, a family member. I would no outbursts at this time. You have this crib card that says birth or conception of a child or an enterprise. It definitely could be doing something new. I mean, we are in a time of newness. We had Pluto enter into Aquarius. I think people don't realize like how big of a deal Pluto in Aquarius is. Again, most people don't experience Pluto in Aquarius. It takes 245 years or whatever it is for Pluto to make a full orbit. So again, not every generation experiences Pluto in Aquarius. On top of that, Pluto is as close to Earth as it can be when it's in Capricorn. Then when it enters into Aquarius, it's like going away from Earth. So it's like we are leaving Pluto behind, in some ways. That's not entirely accurate. Pluto is still very far away. Even when it's in Capricorn, it's still very far away. But, it has a highly elliptical orbit. It shoots all the way out and then comes all the way in. So, again, very significant time of change. And, I've been encouraging people to do new things for years. You have this fly card that says a period of ill health or depression, 10 of swords. The sun, the 10 of cups, says you need to focus on bringing more things into your life that make you happy. And that's what I would do there. But pretty good reading, actually, Sag. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.